Hey, what's up guys? We're going to be going over the envelope section right at the end here at the right. We have two here, and they are also interchangeable just like everything else on the top part of DIVA. So we have ADS. So what does that mean? Attack, decay, and sustain. Keep in mind the attack or the decay and release are shared, right? So you know what does an ADSR do? Well, I have when I press a key, there's an immediate sound, and when I let go, the sound stops. What the attack does is a slow kind of ramp up. Depends on what I push. Right? And sustain is how loud it is when the sound goes down. These two have to be moved together. So it's a slow fade, but then the sustain, it stops at this area here, and I can move it down. Right, so you see the amplifier envelope is, being controlled by the amplifier envelope. So the envelope of the velocity. If that makes any sense. The release is shared with the decay, so if I want a longer release, I just increase that. I'm just tapping it. Right, and that's pretty cool. The velocity, the amount of the attack depends on how hard I press. So it's more kind of expressive. And keyboard tracking as I move up. As I move down, the attack is slower, and as I move up, the attack is faster. Right, and that's basically how keyboard tracking for an envelope works. All right, so we have our analog filter based off of the Juno, I believe. What is it based off of? The Jupiter. Yeah, probably the Jupiter. Who knows? And that is basically the same, but we have independent selection. So with our decay and our sustain, we'll go sustain all the way up. That's a good starting point. If I want a longer release, I increase the release. This is a lot less confusing than the ADR. If I want an attack, very stringy, leady, airy, brassy. If the decay is up here and the sustain is down here, the decay is how long it takes for the sound to go down, and the sustain is where it kind of starts or stops. So I'll increase the release. All uniform and analog-y goodness. And you can change the sound and the timbre very easily by just, playing around with the ADSR. And velocity does mean something, but it's the same as before. Okay, so now we have a digital one. Now this one's a little bit more accurate. It's basically the same, except it's a bit more accurate, and there's two things here. What are these? It's Q and C. So hold on, let me open up my notes. So curve, it adjusts the overall curvature of our attack or delay. It's more of an S shape. It's more smoother, and that's an option for the digitally controlled envelope. Gradual type of attack, and the Q, it steps the attack. A little click at the beginning. You hear some step in there. Not the click, but the decay. That's a really long decay, and that is basically our envelope. So I'll leave this the way it is. Right? I'm going to move to our other envelope. One is, the first one is always for volume, and this one is for modulation. You can also modulate other things with other things. So I'm going to have two digital envelopes, and I want to control the cutoff of the filter. So I'll move our envelope up here. You can hear the filter cutting, much like the audio would. If I want the filter to open when I press a key. Why is it doing that? Well, the sustain and the release isn't set to where I want it to be. So with this, the filter will open gradually when it reaches the peak of its attack. There's no sustain, so it'll just go back to 0. Move this up. It works that way. So that's pretty cool. Right, so that is basically how you use an envelope. So we have that envelope. We could do other cool stuff. We'll change this up to this guy here. So the second envelope will now affect the tune. I want that to go down. Right? That's pretty cool. That's adjusting the pitch. So we can basically map the envelope of this to anything, and we can switch it up. We can have the amplifier envelope share this envelope. Which is pretty cool. We have a legato enabled, but you get the idea. Alright, this is my envelope section, and yeah, we're going to continue with some other cool stuff. Stay tuned.